Good afternoon. My name is Kentrell Lester, and I'll be talking about emotional intelligence in the workplace. Now, before you dismiss me as a common subject, I'm here to tell you that common sense is not always common, and that emotional intelligence is not always common in the workplace. Being that we are all in college, we have all lived some sort of life, everybody at one point has experienced a toxic environment, and with that, they lacked emotional intelligence to let you know that you either matter, that your work is valued, or one of the top two. To be example, there's really the only two when it comes to that. So with emotional intelligence, a lot of people, a lot of managers have brought in their luggage and put it out on you or your coworker, which just made work not fun. Now, granted, depending on the work that you do, work might not be fun to begin with, but it at least can be bearable when you know you at least got a good rapport with everybody. So we're going to be talking about the definition of it. We're going to be talking about the lines of communication and how we can improve it and what we can use to stabilize and institute that. So emotional intelligence is when you're able to regulate your emotions and not bring it into the workplace. And that is in layman terms, of course. So if I come in and I'm your boss and I tell you, do this, that, and the third, and I have a bad attitude, you're not going to want to do it. Just like anything in life. If anybody has an attitude with you and they're stern, you're more than likely not going to want to do it. But if I come in and we already have that line of communication and trust, you will more than likely probably do that job and even better than expected because you have that trust and you have that rapport with that person, that boss, that superior, that subordinate. It just goes a long way in this career field. So now that we talked about the definition, the ways that we can improve it is simple. The lines of communication and building the rapport and trust, just like I've said before. Simple things just says, hey, good morning, or hey, I like your tie, hey, I like your haircut. That goes a long way with some people. Being that we come from different generations, I might be younger than most of you, I might be older than some of you. We both come from different walks of life. And that's another thing that we can do to improve the lines of communication. When we're having open forums or working on group discussions, it's important that we all sit down and discuss the different angles in which we can attack it. We all come from different walks of life. We all have different skin colors, different backgrounds, different religions, and that can be used in a positive way. So using that can always bring new angles and new tables so that way you can further succeed way beyond your expectations. Ways you can stabilize this. I would use myself for an example. We have a shop event where we use something called the Unite Funds, and for anybody that's military, which I'm assuming is most of you guys, you know what the Unite Funds are. And breaking it down really quickly, Unite Funds are unit-funded activities that you can use to get your shop out of the warehouse or even wherever you're stationed at, and you can go do an activity together. So we did what's known as chicken and pickle. We ate chicken, of course, and we played pickleball. And if you haven't played pickleball, I would encourage you to do so. But doing that, just getting out, I learned a lot of facts about my coworker that I never knew before, and I would have never known if I didn't get out and build that rapport with them. It also starts with social skills. With social skills, you have to take a deep dive and look at yourself and think about some of the things that you say and how it might affect people. Just because you said one joke with Bob, Sally might not take that same joke the same way. So it's always important to know what we're saying, who we're saying it to, and where we're at when saying it. If it's appropriate, if it's not appropriate, whatever that nature is. If we implement all of this, knowing what this is, working on our social skills, working on ourselves, we can be whole, come in cool, calm, and collected for the most part, or hold it together to the point where we don't essentially break it down and leak it over into someone else's day who's a complete casualty in all this. I will say, with emotional intelligence, there's a direct correlation for someone such as myself when it's performance-based. I'm sure everybody knows if you have a good rapport with your subordinates and your boss, you typically come in happier. You typically want to win awards. You end up winning awards because you have that high morale and have that high attitude. It's very important to instalize and stabilize this given the career fields that we have. Even any career field that we end up choosing, it's important that we maintain, stabilize, have the open line of communication, and encourage others so that way we're helping me, helping you, helping me back, helping the next person that might be inspired to continue the same tradition in order to foster a good work environment, and that way we keep moving like a well-oiled machine. Like I said again, this might all sound common, but it's not common. It's very important that we always keep this up. and keep fostering a good environment. So that way it makes our day better, makes my day better, and we can get in at 7 and we can get out at 4. All right? All right.